I also wanted to talk about, I don't know what kind of intel you got. Who was listening to Joe today?
I did not catch Joe, but I heard what he said.
Okay. About Jaylen?
Yeah, I guess he left.
So let's play that. So Jaylen Brown, this was a strange one. We don't know what happened here. I find it. I don't know.
Oh, we actually have an update.
Oh, what is it?
Breaking news from Charania. Jaylen Brown has suffered a facial fracture and will miss some time.
That was the fear.
He'll likely be sidelined through the All-Star break with further examination coming tomorrow.
So that's where I was going with it. It made no sense that he would leave the game with a facial contusion unless they feared that he suffered a fracture. And that was my concern there because Joe was insanely vague. And now I'm not going to play the soundbite because it doesn't really matter. But he couldn't reach him. He didn't know where he was. He said he called him. He didn't pick up. And we'll put
it's still weird though, John. It's still a little weird.
We'll put it was weird regardless. But we'll put this update on the screen here. But no longer a facial contusion, now reported a facial fracture. That's kind of where I was going, guys. It made no sense to me that he would have left without a concussion or without anything. Obviously, Mazzulla kind of tipped his hand because he's like, I tried to call him, I don't know, which means he left, and he was asked that follow-up question. I'll play it anyway. This is what Joe had said.
I don't. I haven't got an update yet. I called him, he didn't answer, but I'll get that, ASAP. I hope he's okay.
You said he called Jaylen, right? Did he have to go off site to get medical care, or what was it?
I'm not sure. As soon as I got to my office, I just called him. I didn't see him where he was.
So
not good.
That was it. Obviously, he was off site. Obviously, whatever. There was tests being done, and now, as it turns out, it is a facial fracture. Reported by Shams, as you mentioned.
Nasty collision. Didn't look good right away.
Yeah. And Tatum seemed really concerned.
What's up with that, Bobby? What do you think about that? We spoke about it briefly, John and I, but Jesus, I'm not trying to say they don't like each other, but it's just
I know, but holy my God, bend down at least.
Yeah, he just looked at him and just
he's like,
he complained about a call.
I don't know. It's weird.
There's something missing up there.
Weird stuff.
I'm
still waiting to see a handshake.
If I hit anybody in the face,
I haven't seen it all year long between those two.
It's almost instinctual. You bend right over.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I do?
Dude, I was in the
even if it's an
store.
play from the opposing team.
I was at Market Basket and a second line opened up and I went to sprint my cart there and I bumped a lady in the arm and I stopped. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He literally just broke his teammate's face and he didn't do anything. It was so weird, man.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. That dynamic is weird between those two, man. I never called
weird,
it.
Man.
They dislike each other. I wouldn't go that far, but it's weird. They have a weird dynamic.
So weird. But anyway, that's not good. We don't know.
You know how everyone has a handshake coming. I'd never see those guys clap hands.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Oh,
I bet he regretted it immediately. It was weird, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't notice. He hit his arm.
That was
his arm, right?
Yeah. It was bad, yeah. Jaylen ran right off. And you're thin now. I mean, Rob injured that ankle against Detroit. Didn't look good. They'll probably be cautious with that. I have no clue what happened with Al. No real indication he was hurt. And Joe didn't say much about that pregame either. From Jeff Stotts in Street Clothes, who's obviously one of those injury reporters, medical guys, said Jaylen Brown recovery from facial fractures often varies due to various factors, including the involved bones, displacement, size of the break, soft tissue, and possible eye damage. Surgery may be needed if damage is significant or bone is displaced.
Oh, man.
When you're looking at in-season facial fractures, the average time lost for non-surgical cases is 4 games or 11 days, and that doubles if surgery is needed.
Yeah, you're looking at
Jaylen's on the way.
You're looking at plastic. Here's the thing. You got the All-Star break coming up. He's probably out through it. But once you get through that, either option, you're looking at a surgical mask return for Brown, which is pretty good. But the problem with that is it really messes with you. You see a lot of players really struggle with that. Throws off their, just their whole.
He's
body.
he's very involved technically, right? He's a guy that could be.
That's not going to be easy to come off. So you'll get him back. What the hope is he can scrap that thing, hopefully, heading, as you're approaching the playoffs and get back to himself. But you're going to hit some lumps here with Brown, both missing time and then having to deal with kind of coping with that. So you hope for the lesser option, obviously, and you hope for anything that doesn't involve his eyes. But that's a tough break for him. Tough break.
Yeah, especially people are not going to care about him missing the All-Star game, but I just think where he was mentally and everything, it's just terrible timing. Sure, the break buys you some time there for him to come back, but like you said, it's going to take some time. It's going to be little by little.